Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. Right now we're going to take a look at web browsing on the Palm Pixi. This is Palm's second web OS device. It's also a Sprint exclusive in the US, although there are rumors about it coming to everybody from Verizon to AT&T to, I don't know, Bell or whoever. All kinds of rumors about it going to different carriers in 2010. I didn't mean any disrespect to Bell, which is the first non-US carrier I could think of. Anyway. But for now, it's a Sprint exclusive, and it runs the same web OS as the Pre, just a smaller display, a little bit slower, no Wi-Fi. But the web browser is more or less the same. Hopefully, 2010, we hear an update to support Flash. For now, no Flash, but still a top-notch web browser. So let's take a look. Special thanks to Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with two Palm Pixis to review and give away to you. Best Buy Mobile, they've got this thing, no hassle pricing. There's no rebates. You go in, your rebate is applied at the counter. You don't have to mail anything in and wait 6 to 8 weeks later. You just get the price up front, boom, you're done. So thanks to Best Buy Mobile. Web browsing, web OS, Palm Pixi, let's take a look. All right, so here's your Palm Pixi, and the web browser that comes installed on the Pixi, or on web OS on the Pre as well, it's WebKit based. You access it from the little Earth icon down there in the launcher bar. And so your startup screen, you can enter URL or search terms, so a universal box there, or you've got your bookmarks, visual bookmarks. So some of these came pre-installed, some of them I added up top here. There you go. All right, so you can also get to the web just by entering text from the home screen using the WebOS's built-in universal search. So I'll type in menorah since I'm filming this on the day of the first night of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to all of our Jewish friends out there. Happy holidays to everybody, whether you celebrate anything or don't, whatever. Just, happy day. Hope you're all doing well. And so you can get to Google Maps, Wikipedia, Twitter from the universal search. So we'll just go to Google, searching for menorah. Now, like I said, the phone does not have Wi-Fi, and the reception where I'm shooting this video, cell phone reception, is kind of spotty. It's not Sprint, it's not the phone, it's where I am. All phones, it's kind of ironic, the place where I do most of my phone testing, the reception is kind of spotty. It doesn't matter if it's Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. So I'm hopping back and forth between 1X and EVDO. So if we stay on 1X here, I'll edit the video so you don't have to wait for the website to load. But again, all right, so here's my results page. And you can see, it renders faithfully. Looks much like it would on a desktop class browser. The multi-touch screen is great. You can scroll, you can pinch and zoom in and out, you can double tap to zoom in and out. The one issue that I sometimes have is you just kind of saw a little bit of it, but it's a little bit with the sensitivity of the screen, and sometimes meaning to click on a link and it doesn't register, or trying to click and the screen kind of scrolls instead, that kind of thing. You can see here I'm trying to click on the link to the Wikipedia entry, having a little bit of trouble. Even there, it sort of seemed like it clicked, but then it kind of false clicked, and it's not actually loading. And so that's with, more with the input and the screen sensitivity and that kind of thing than with the, let me rephrase that in a way that makes sense. That's more with the screen responding to fingertip input than it is with the web browser itself. There you go. So it's not a fault of the web browser, but when taken in conjunction, in concert with the phone and the operating system and the materials and everything else, once in a while you do kind of have a little, or I've had anyway, a little bit of an issue clicking on links and doing, kind of smaller scale things on the web browser. And it's a little bit harder on Pixi than it is on Pre because Pixi is just physically smaller. But again, the web browser works very well. It renders quickly, renders true, looks beautiful. Just graphics, text, everything looks great, easy to read on the phone. You can go into widescreen mode as well, and you can still, have access to, all the features and everything. And then when you're on a page, if you want to go somewhere else, so maybe I'm done with menorah and I want to go to Kwanzaa, you can just start typing. And so I can Google or I can Wikipedia search, or I can hit .com or any, domain. And so that takes me to Kwanzaa.com. So there you go. I'm not going to make this the holiday episode. I'm not going to get into all that. But anyway, so there you go with, basic web browsing functionality. Works really well. I'm going to load up phonedog.com since our home page is relatively complicated. And we'll see how that looks. And you can see now that I have full EVDO bars, things are zipping along pretty well. You can also see in the background, I got a new mail message. The mail client was running, and I have a new mail message. And so that shows up as a notification down there that I can check or I can ignore. Or I can do whatever I want with. Here's the PhoneDog homepage loading up. It's great. It looks terrific. It loaded up pretty quickly. We've got our little rotating, you can see right there, WebOS is best, an article I wrote the other day on why I think WebOS is the best mobile operating system out there, even though it's not necessarily the one I would, I wouldn't necessarily buy a WebOS device. Anyway, you want to go to the site, you can read that. But our little JavaScript, thingy here with the rotating features, it works, it's going on its own. If I could actually click one of those buttons, you can see it works. Everything just works really well in the web browser. Your menu up here, you can do copy and paste. So if you want to copy something from a web page, you can do a new card, which is akin to a new window or a new tab in the browser. Everything in WebOS runs in cards. So a new card could be a new web page. It could be an application, your calendar, your email, whatever it is. But basically, it's a new application, in this case a new instance of the browser. So now I've got two instances of the browser going, two cards, each running the web browser. This one's got PhoneDog, this one's got ESPN Mobile, which I got to from my bookmark page. And if I turn the phone, you can see, actually you couldn't really, that was off camera, let me show you again. Can you see that? It's just kind of a neat trick. The accelerometer kicks in and you can see each individual card rotate to widescreen mode, which is kind of neato. That's fun little stuff. So we'll go back to bookmarks. You can add bookmarks, obviously. Page options, you can add to your launcher, so you can do like a web shortcut to your launcher. You can share the page, so I'll hit share, and now I will get a link to the page that I can send off to people in an email, and it's actually got a little thumbnail as well, which is pretty cool. If you're not sure what I'm doing with all the flicking and gesturing and stuff, we're going to do another video on WebOS itself, so definitely check that out for more on how this thing functions. Go back. You can view your history, you can set your preferences, so you can choose a default web search engine, you can block pop-ups, cookies, JavaScript, all that kind of stuff. You can clear your history, all that good business. If we go back, we'll go back to the bookmarks. So you've got, you can go visual bookmarks on your start page for a new web browser card, or here just a list of bookmarks. Some of them were pre-installed, some of them I added, some of the tech blogs I read, Peanuts I read every day, whatever. If we go to information, you can edit the information on a bookmark. We'll go back to the PhoneDog homepage, and let's find a video. Oh, Palm Pixi, hot phone. Go to our videos page. And so you can see, as with anything else in WebOS, if you have a notification at the bottom, you can tap on it to see what it is, and you can click to go to the application to deal with the notification. In this case, I would go to my email, or I can just slide it out of the way, and the screen resizes. So here's a PhoneDog page with an embedded YouTube video on it. So I'll click on the video, and now I will launch a new card, or I won't do it, but the Pixi will launch a new card that takes me to the YouTube app. So YouTube videos are handled in the YouTube app. Like I said, no Flash support yet for the browser, but it's been announced that it's coming early 2010. Looking forward to that. What happens now if we have another type of media, like some music. Let's go to spymix.com. If you haven't heard Spymix, they're the hottest band. No, they're not at all. This is a band, quote unquote, that I was in. Really, it's just like a once-a-week jam session with some friends. But all the music that you hear, or almost all the music that you hear in Phone Dog videos at the beginning and the end, is from Spymix, and all our music is available for free if you want to download it, at your own risk, though, because some of it really isn't so listenable, at spymix.com. All right, and we'll take a quick look at how the Pixi and WebOS, the browser, handles audio files. We'll download an MP3 file here, Long and Windy Road, Spymix Classic. And so it brings it into a window that says streaming. It's sort of streaming, it's HTTP streaming. It's not actually streaming media, it's just an MP3 file that if you downloaded it in a desktop browser, you would, depending on how you're configured, you'd either have it pop open your media player or it would just play inline. And so this is like inline playing. And there we go. The mellifluous sounds of Spymix. Your inline media player. You can see it's an MP3. Well, you can't see the 3, but it's an MP3 file. And so there, I scanned ahead. It takes it a second to kind of download the rest of the media, move to that point in the track. It's not an error. That's what the song sounds like. Anyway, and then you can leave that open in the background while you go and, get your Snoopy on or whatever. Although this is going to be a little slower now to load up, probably, because it's loading the MP3 file in one card and the comics.com/Snoopy window, or site, rather, in the other card. All right, let's go back to the bookmarks here and take a look at Facebook, because everyone wants to know, what does Facebook look like on the phone? I always use Facebook. What does Facebook look like? I'm just making that moan and groan sound because I haven't been using Facebook so much myself. But so you get directed to the mobile site, or you can access the regular Facebook site. And it loads up just fine, a little bit small on the Pixi screen. Now, one thing about the Pixi, there's no virtual keyboard. So if you wanted to browse the page this way in widescreen landscape mode, you can. But if you want to type, if you want to log in, there's no virtual keyboard yet available as an official download anyway for WebOS. So you're going to have to type, sideways, which is kind of a pain. So let me log in here. All right, and I'm logging into Facebook, and Facebook actually now has a security thing. It doesn't recognize, I guess there's not a cookie on this web browser. So it's asking me to confirm my birthday. And this is actually a chance to show you how the Pixi and WebOS web browser deals with form input and pop-up menus on a web browser. So I click the month drop-down menu, not pop-up, drop-down, and you can see I get my choices here, and you can scroll through. Pretty easy to do. My birthday's in August, but that's all I'm going to tell you about my birthday. All right, and it took me a long time to scroll to the year of my birthday because I'm so old. The list started in 2009. I had to go way back to get to mine. Anyway, but there you go. Now I'm loading up the main Facebook page. And there you go. It's faithful. Again, small by default. By default, you get the whole screen at once. And there's Facebook's new privacy announcement causing a lot of debate, a lot of consternation on the interwebs. But by default, you get the whole... I'm going to skip that for now because I don't use Facebook enough. I'll deal with this another time. So anyway, there you go. Here's the Facebook homepage. And, it renders faithfully, looks beautiful. When you zoom in on things, easy to read, easy to get around. But the one thing, the links can be a little bit tricky just to click on the right place when you're loading up links, but not too bad. So all in all, I think, the web browsing on the on WebOS, on the Pixi as well, one of the best web browsers out there. Again, WebKit based, just handles things beautifully. Doesn't have inline flash support right now, but that's supposed to be coming within a matter of months. And no official virtual keyboard. So it'd be nice if these phones shipped with a virtual keyboard. So if you want to use the phone in landscape mode, for web browsing, which a lot of times you do because web pages sometimes fit better in widescreen mode, and typing, entering a URL, entering information into a form, posting a comment, something like that, kind of a pain. Same thing on the Pre as well. With the Pre, it'd be even better to have that virtual keyboard because the screen is so much larger and you can use the phone when it's, when you have it slid shut and you have the keyboard totally hidden. Not quite sure why the phone just dimmed itself and wouldn't come back, but there you go. All right, so there you go. It's a look at web browsing on WebOS and the Palm Pre. Again, terrific web browser, flash support coming, multi-touch capable, landscape and portrait mode, zoom in, zoom out, double tap to zoom, all that good stuff. Hopefully more robust support for streaming media coming soon. Dedicated YouTube app handles YouTube, and lots of web-enabled apps in the App Store. Pandora, all kinds of stuff, so definitely check that out. Much, much more on the Pixi in the rest of our multi-part review. There's an unboxing, there's a dogfight, there's stuff on multimedia, and of course on WebOS itself, and its great messaging, notifications, and calendaring and contacts capabilities. Really, just I think the best mobile OS out there, but I said that like 9 times already. Till next time, I'm Noah. Thank you so much for watching. PhoneDog.com. Much more on all the phones. Not just me, we've got other people too. So if you don't want to listen to me, you can listen to them. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.